Alright guys, what's going on? I've had a bit of a boo-boo. Now, I've had to tinker with this thing for hours now, and it got me behind. And I will still be able to stream today, just for a little bit. What happened was, now I even had a shower, had to cool off. Went to the store to go pick up more stuff, which is in a trash can right here. And it became quite a nuisance. So, I was trying to cover, or go ahead and talk about the P. Diddy situation is what I was wanting to do. And this whole audio thing completely spoofed out. Essentially, somewhere my audio settings completely crashed. All the filters are gone, and I'm still having to, kind of figure it out. And I'm hoping this is good enough for right now. I don't know what to do. I'll have to wait till this weekend to really kind of test everything. But anyway, to get to the videos, apologies for this little intro of bull. So anyway, P. Diddy, if you didn't know, he's apparently escaped his prosecution right now. So P. Diddy had a bunch of issues come up where he was being supposed to get arrested. Now, the FBI, or not the FBI, Homeland Security decided to bust all of his homes. Now, what happened was a mule has been found, and there's some stuff about Prince Harry involved, which is really weird. I didn't read the whole thing on that. I just thought it was weird that that was in a title. But this is basically the gist of it. He's going to a country that does not extradite. Now, extradition is basically where if you are guilty or you're being investigated or they need to arrest you for whatever reason, they need to prosecute you, they don't have to send you back. You don't have to go back to the U.S. So basically, he's free. That's how it looks so far. Now, that being said, that's clearly a problem because he is essentially being looked for trafficking, both illicit substances and people, and that's like just the tip of the iceberg. He is apparently kind of Weinstein-y. What he would do is he made people go into these very sexual situations in order to basically give him fame because he has a lot of pull in the industry. Now, I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Clearly, a bunch of stuff. I don't know how to detail that. But I want it to be known that I think it's very odd that this situation has even come about. People like this have been getting pretty much brought out in the public a lot lately, which is terrific. It's fantastic. I love it. We need these people to be locked up. They're terrible people that should never see the light of day. And then to top it off, you got a bridge that completely got busted out. I'll talk about that more towards the end, but we also have a guy that was hired by the Jaguars or Jags, whatever people want to call it. But basically, he was used for like the big board and stuff. And what had happened, he was an offender. He was already registered, and they still hired him. Now, I'm not going to be quiet about it. I do not like them. I don't think people like that are deserving of redemption. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. There's a lot more details into it I just don't want to get into on camera. Or I just don't want to get into at the moment. So basically, what happened is they hired him, and now about 13 years later, which I guess it was kind of irrelevant for the most part, but essentially he committed another crime that involved children. A lot of video evidence, stuff like that, a whole bunch of evidence on him, and well, we'll have to wait to see if he gets out again. Now, I would like to touch base on this boat situation where it crashed into, a bridge. Tore the bridge up. Here's some stuff I read that I thought was pretty odd. This same boat, whatever you call it, I can't remember what it was called, but basically it has had crashes, it has failed inspections, and they still allow it to be used, which is beyond crazy. I don't know if anybody knows that, but if it's failing inspections and like they know there's problems, it shouldn't be ran. And it's busted up other barges. It's ran into stuff. It's not, a one-off thing. It's actually got a history. That's the funny, part about that. Here's the weird, obscure part. There was several people on there that was working. They were on their lunch break when it happened. A few people passed away. 1 or 2 people went to the hospital. But there was a third guy. And this third guy, I would like to talk about him because he brushed it off. He just kind of like dusted himself off and went back to his family, which is, I assume, really hard to do to be able to get home with that fat, massive nuts he's got to be able to do all that. I assume he pulled like a Randy Marsh and used his gigantic sack to, stay buoyant and made it to land, and then asked for a wheelbarrow or probably a Uber that had a truck bed so he could sit down comfortably with his giant sack just to get home. And I'm pretty sure his wife probably had to help him into the house, because for him to be able to just say, "Oh, I don't give a shit that I just survived a 138-foot fall or 238-foot, I forget how big. Basically, you should be dead or hospitalized," which had happened. And for that to happen and you just brush it off, I mean, yeah, you are the biggest nuts in the world guy. So kudos to you for being a badass, and definitely a lot tougher than I probably am. But that's a little synopsis of everything to catch up. A little tidbit more about the P. Diddy situation. This is not surprising. He has been outed for years. 50 Cent said he was peculiar, I'm saying this nicely, that he would try to take men shopping, which is an obscure thing that normally isn't a thing you do. But like I said, it feels like he was trying to warm them up. And 50 Cent thought it was weird, and he just never went back to him. Now, I'm not going to use his exact words, but you can watch it. It's pretty hilarious. But overall, I think this was just a weird week, or last few weeks. A lot of obscure things have happened that I just didn't see coming. I'm not saying that it wasn't going to come eventually. And not to mention that my audio crashed, which is kind of the worst part about it. I've been spending the last 2 hours, actually got off pretty decent today, spent 2 hours trying to figure this out. So I hope I can still stream. It's getting fairly late in my day. So if I do, it won't be for very long, and it kind of annoys me. But yeah, that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.